They told you that Erica Kirk was continuing Charlie Kirk's legacy, and the truth is she's not. Right when Charlie started questioning a specific nation, they took him out. Almost like they just wiped it away, because he was getting too close to the truth. Erica Kirk, the grieving widow who never once smudged her dark eyeshadow, now says the show will go on, and she forgives him. She forgives the man who we know isn't even probably the guy. And guess what? Her father worked for Raytheon's Israeli division. This isn't Charlie's legacy. And here's what we're not supposed to talk about. There is no coroner's report, no church funeral, no burial site, no official autopsy.
The tea is boiling, so you'd better settle in for this one. Just over a month has passed since the Charlie Kirk incident, yet the excitement hasn't subsided at all. Tyler Robinson, the accused, is still on trial in what is regarded as one of the most covert cases in American history. There has been a complete lockdown on the court. Nothing, no phones, no cameras, no leaks. Reporters have even compared the quiet surrounding this case to a scene from a movie. But you know what? Candace is unaffected by that strict gag order. She has returned, and she isn't holding back in the slightest. She simply broke the silent order once more. This time, she's revealing significant information about Erica Kirk, Charlie's wife. Candace asserts that Charlie's life and career choices at Turning Point, America were heavily influenced by Erica, and people are talking about it a lot. Candace is presenting an image that is causing everyone to take notice, claiming that Erica's influence extended far beyond Charlie's job in public to his private life. It seems even more suspect when you consider how rapidly Erica's career took off immediately following Charlie's death. Interview. Online users are wondering if Erica's success was just coincidental or if there's more going on beneath that polished facade. The internet is now split. Erica is being defended by those who claim that she is simply a strong woman who stepped in to take charge of
Charlie Kirk saga couldn't get any more bizarre. The trial of Tyler Robinson is starting off on a very interesting path. Judge Tony Graff, who's just been on the bench for 56 days, you would think that they would get someone with a little bit more experience, has imposed one of the strictest gag orders I've ever heard of, prohibiting anyone connected to the case from speaking to the media, citing concerns about pre-trial publicity and fairness. Now, the media, gag order. Lawyers, gag order. Law enforcement, gag order. The 3,000 people that were there, gag order. Candace Owens, gag order. She wasn't even there. And speaking of Candace Owens, she says she's got some information that she uncovered in the last week, which shows that Kirk was betrayed by everybody. Turning Point USA, gag order. I don't know what everybody, gag order. The judge said regardless of who is watching, whether it's the nation or a single individual, we must fulfill our roles with integrity, civility, and diligence. Well, integrity and diligence, integrity of the crime scene would have been a good start. Maybe roping it off and not just cementing over it right after the guy, autopsy maybe, ballistics, something. Gag order. It's going to be interesting.
Amid a crisis, others are speculating that she knew far more than she was disclosing. One thing is certain though, this story has gotten much dirtier. The table is trembling when Candace dropped yet another surprise. According to her, Erica Kirk, the CEO of Turning Point, may have foreseen the situation. If that wasn't enough to leave you speechless, she's now included Erica's mother in the narrative as well. Candace claims that Erica's mother wasn't merely a spectator. Allegedly, she was heavily involved in all of the behind-the-scenes activities. There is more to this than familial turmoil. It sounds more and more like a major scandal that goes far beyond the general public. So fasten your seatbelts, because we are going to unravel this crazy journey, piece by piece. Candace Owens has been on a mission since Charlie Kirk's abrupt and sad occurrence. She isn't going to back down in the slightest from her determination to learn if there is more to the tale than what the authorities are stating. Candace is outspokenly criticizing the official account of events, claiming that it is inconsistent with the facts. Interview.427-515. She is blaming some sites of disseminating inaccurate information about the actual events and those involved. And here's the thing, she's even implying that the person in detention may not be the whole truth. 28. Online users are going crazy. There are podcasts, movies, and threads attempting to put together what Candace is implying.
Can I ask a question? This might be off topic. How did your mom choose Phoenix?
So she chose to move to Phoenix from Ohio because there was more of a an opportunity for a female business owner out here, especially from the standpoint of she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry, even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that. But my father ended up moving out here as well because my grandparents had a home out in Sun City. And so it took a little bit to get everyone out here. It took several years, but by that time, everyone was out here. So we had a little bit more family than just us.
She claims to have voice notes, screenshots, and receipts to support her accusations. Additionally, the atmosphere around this case is volatile. This may rock Turning Point and a few influential figures to their foundations. If even
how Erica and Charlie met. Do you want to know how they met? Okay, let's find out.
So if you ask him, this is the typical husband-wife. Like the husband has a very Spark Notes version, condensed, and then the woman has the longer, more meandering version. So I'll try to blend the two. But the interesting point is that year, that was in August. In May, I had taken a pilgrimage with my mom to Israel. And my whole intention of that trip was to find my future husband. If there was a hole in a rock anywhere to put a prayer, and those of you who've been to Israel, you know that the Wailing Wall, all the different places you can stick a prayer on a little piece of paper, that was me. Like, had a piece of paper everywhere. And so I usually don't tell this part because it's very intimate, but I feel like I should. Bloom where you're planted, right? There's only a few flights out at the night in Israel back to the States. And so I was standing there at the ticket line, and there was a guy who was checking out.
half of what she's claiming proves to be accurate. This is where things start to get very crazy. The individual implicated in the Charlie Kirk case, Tyler Robinson, escaped detection despite a thorough inquiry. According to reports, his own family handed him in after seeing his face was broadcast on national television. Can you picture that moment? In a matter of hours, every news outlet carried the story. Tyler was formally placed under FBI custody shortly after that. He is currently on trial in what many are referring to as one of the most covert legal proceedings in American history. We are discussing complete lockdown. Nothing, no leaks, no cameras, no recordings. It's like entering a different universe, according to every reporter who has attempted to approach the courthouse. No freedom of speech, no transparency, and no access.interview.736.816 when you thought that was crazy enough. The court decided to impose a tight gag order on everyone including Candace Owens involved. Yes, the court has formally silenced Candace, who has been the most vocal in revealing what she claims to be the reality behind Charlie's narrative. However, you are familiar with her. She seldom stays silent for long. The fact that she is not alone makes it even more bizarre. Numerous self-employed artists who have been researching Grissiv the
Candace even involved in Charlie Kirk's life at all. No question proof that Candace Owens is nothing, has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world if they didn't have this, what I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's not. And now
she's not even invited.
Correct. So this is so their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited meaning
she's not even there. Yeah, she's not there. One of the names.
Wait, you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean,
not the funeral.
The heir to the TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean,
Grissiv the identical gag order in the same case. What are they trying to hide? Is the question that everyone is now asking. Why prevent so many voices from being heard? Some see it as a cover-up to keep the truth hidden, while others see it as a normal legal procedure. The internet is going crazy trying to figure out what's going on, and the mystery simply keeps becoming more complicated. Yes, it is official.interview.09:06. 9:35, all those involved in this case have been totally silenced. While the trial is still going on, the court has prohibited anyone from publicly discussing anything related to the Charlie Kirk probe, including journalists and creators. They do not want the public's perception of what is happening to be shaped by online comments, commentary, or influencers. Complete blackout mode. Only a few weeks after Charlie's terrible occurrence, the FBI began accusing content providers of disseminating unconfirmed information and fabricating.
I want to take the start of this show to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited that the truth is out there.
Everyone connected to this
marketing stories without hard evidence. But let's face it, a court decision alone won't be enough to keep Candace Owens silent. She has stated unequivocally that she is not scared of legal pressure, and that there will not be a gag order imposed or prevent her from discussing what she says she has learned about Charlie's case. Days after the court's order was revoked, Candace made another shocking statement. She revealed additional information about Erica, Charlie's wife, their complex connection, and even Erica's mother, who she claims was somehow involved in everything. Social media was enraged by that action. There were countless threads, competing live feeds, and thousands of comments discussing whether Candace was going too far or revealing the truth. Furthermore, it didn't sound like a random view given the way she phrased it. She seemed to be holding some very important receipts. Candace is implying that whatever she knows is significant enough to completely append the story. Additionally, if that is his story is going to blow out much more, it's real. This is where things start to go crazy. According to Candace Owens, Erica Kirk was more than just a devoted spouse. She was purposefully inserted into Charlie Kirk's life as what Candace refers to as a honeypot, a purposeful diversion. She believes that Erica's whole relationship with Charlie might have been a part of a larger scheme. And you know what? That strategy appears to have been successful, as Erica Isley assumed the position of Turning Point, America's new leader. And if you've ever wondered how Erica and Charlie ended up together, wait till you hear this. This section sounds like something from a political thriller. It seems that Erica's mother established her own security firm in Scottsdale years ago. However, that isn't the part that has everyone's eyebrows raised. In a previous interview, Erica noted in passing that her mother has connections to Homeland Security and the DOJ. Yes, she did say that in writing. Let's take a moment to dissect that. Her mother might have had access to high-level information systems and influential circles. If she really had those kinds of government connections, touching was something most people could only imagine. Years later, Erica is now in charge of one of the nation's most powerful political organizations. Immediately following Charlie's, social media investigators are going crazy at the time of this abrupt death alone. People are searching through old video, company documents, and interviews to see whether this was a coincidence or a coordinated effort. Because, if there is any truth to Candace's assertions, this story is no longer solely about interpersonal relationships. At the highest level, it's about power, strategy, and influence. The narrative gets really hot at this point. Rumor has it that Erica's mother did more than support her career. She was trained by her. Yes, online rumors suggest that she shaped Erica into what some have dubbed a honeypot, someone who is positioned to seduce and advance into specific influential circles. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? However, after seeing how Erica won Miss Arizona on her first attempt, that claim doesn't seem so it's a bit too perfect at that moment. Wait till you hear how Erica met Charlie if you believe that was merely a coincidence. Erica herself claims that she and her mother were in Israel when they first met. Furthermore, Candace asserts that her mother was the one who genuinely urged her to approach him. For example, what are the chances? They eventually got back in touch when Charlie interviewed her for a job at Turning Point USA. As fate, or perhaps something else would have it, that's when between them, things really started to move quickly. Hold on though, because this is when things go haywire. Candace is now raising the possibility that Erica may have been connected to foreign intelligence contacts, the kind of people who work in the background without being noticed. She even goes so far as to imply that Charlie's fate might have been influenced by those same connections, and that the true insider who made it all possible may have been closer to him than anybody thought. It's crucial to remember that these are merely assertions at this time, but the internet is consuming them. Candace is reaching, according to some. Others believe she is discovering something far more significant than anyone had anticipated. In any event, this narrative has gone from surprising to combustible. And just when you believe there is no more depth to this, it does. Candace Owens claims that Erica Kirk had significant influence over Charlie in both his personal and business lives, going beyond simply being a kind companion. Despite not being formally recognized as a board member, Erica was already discreetly making decisions inside Turning Point before his death. According to those close to the organization, according to Candace, Erica had a significant impact on more than just choices. According to her, Erica allegedly assisted in attracting significant foreign donors and persuaded Charlie to advance specific global themes in return for financial support and media collaborations. It's not a minor influence. An entire organization's course can be altered by that kind of pull. However, it doesn't end there. Additionally, according to Candace, Erica and her mother had strong ties to foreign intelligence networks, which made Turning Point America one of the largest unofficial supporters for foreign interests within the United States. And you know what? That kind of influence wasn't easy or clean. According to Candace, she claims that in order to do all of this, Erica had to eliminate all barriers, including Candace. Yes, Candace claims that since she began to ask too many questions, she was silenced, discredited, and forced out of the circle. She started looking into it further after that, And today, she's making connections that are making everyone's head spin. It's crazy to consider. Politics, power, and treachery are all entangled in a single scandal that is getting worse every day. Because this section hits differently. Let's go back a little. As everyone knows, Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk worked together to essentially create Turning Point America from the ground up. They were a formidable team, unstoppable, loud, and bold. However, they abruptly drifted apart, and no one was totally sure why. Well, that drift wasn't an accident. Candace said she is asserting that Erica Kirk was the mastermind behind the whole split. Candace claims that Erica was seen by Charlie himself as a serious threat who possessed too much power, too much audience appeal, and too much loyalty. Erica expressed her desire for complete control, and Candace was directly obstructing that objective. According to reports, Erica persuaded Charlie to sever links, piece by presenting it as a creative disagreement or a decision to go in a different route. But it was all strategy behind the scenes. It didn't end there either. Candace says she wasn't just pushed out by Erica. She allegedly took it a step further by ensuring that those who shared her beliefs were given high positions at Turning Point. In this manner, Erica's influence could be seen in every choice, initiative, and public action. The most absurd thing is that people are now searching through past interviews online to notice the tension that may have there all along. What appeared to be a straightforward commercial split is now being viewed as a deliberate power move. Those devoted to foreign benefactors, rather than Turning Point's basic objective, gradually took over, according to those inside the organization. When Candace Owens released a screenshot of a confidential exchange between Charlie Kirk and another Turning Point America team member, the change was made clear. Before Josh Hammer, a real staff member, came forward to certify it was real, everyone assumed it was a hoax, a social media ploy to spark controversy. In that same exchange, he even acknowledged that he was the one texting Charlie. The internet went crazy after that revelation, and all of a sudden things made sense. Insiders claim that the Turning Point board immediately began high-level discussions regarding who would succeed Charlie as CEO following the sad event. You know who was said to have been at the top of that list? Yes, Candace Owens. Although she had not been actively involved in day-to-day operations for some time, she continued to sit on the board, and many members thought she was the ideal person to continue Charlie's legacy. This is where the story takes a startling turn, though major funders allegedly intervened just days before the leadership vote, threatening to withhold all financing until Erica Kirk was overwhelmingly elected president. The board was forced to choose between loyalty and survival. As a result of that significant power shift, according to sources, there was a lot of pressure, including private meetings, contentious debates, and abrupt changes in board members' votes overnight. And in a matter of days, Erica was in command. Many people see it as a takeover rather than a change. Candace, however, took a silent step back. However, according to insiders, she began looking further into it at that point, and what she's been learning ever since may help to explain why that change in leadership occurred so quickly. This is the turn of events that rocked every political circle. Former President Trump is accused of discreetly endorsing Erica Kirk to succeed him as CEO of Turning Point America. Yes, insiders are saying that. When you combine all of this, the timing, the donor pressure, and the quick leadership change, it begins to appear less like a coincidence and more like a carefully thought-out power play that was initiated long before Charlie's awful circumstance ever occurred. Candace Owens isn't holding back now. In what Candace refers to as the international loyalty game, she is publicly asserting that Erica Kirk not only deceived Charlie, but also reportedly used manipulation on him as he began to distance himself from specific political alliances. And that's crazy, to be honest. However, this may not be as surprising as it seems to those who have been listening. For months, fans have been making fun of Erica. Days after Charlie's death, she made an oddly composed public speech, referring to the fact that just 2 weeks later, she immediately resumed hosting his talk show. People noticed that something didn't feel quite right. She was almost unnervingly calm, not what most people anticipated from someone dealing with such a profound loss. Comments, theories, and emotional responses erupted on social media. She was simply being forceful. According to some, others said that she had already planned for this, and it would explain a lot if Candace's assertions that Erica is some sort of carefully positioned character in Charlie's life are even partially accurate, from her quick ascent to her unexpected takeover of the company. Additionally, it may sheds light on the reasons behind the government's hasty issuance of that broad gag order that silenced content producers and private investigators like Candace, because if these revelations are accurate, we may be witnessing one of the most explosive tales in contemporary politics. And it seems like we haven't even touched the surface yet. Suddenly, the entire investigation is turned upside down by this story. The internet is ablaze with Candace Owens' shocking allegations that Erica Kirk betrayed and controlled Charlie. Online, fans went crazy, posting screenshots, speculations, and analyses of previous interviews in comment sections. It's pretty clear Erica was trained her entire life for a high-profile position. Read one comment that went viral. And the enigmatic sign she has been seen wearing is giving off vibes of a huge power figure. Now, people are wondering what kind of public position Erica might be getting ready for. There are even rumors that she is being set up for something much greater than Turning Point. Online discussions cover anything from full-fledged media dominance to political aspirations, and everyone agrees. Regardless of their stance, after Charlie's death, everything happened so quickly that it's odd. Even her past appearances are being examined by viewers, who point out what they describe as that unconcerned look in her eyes and claim that she never seemed to have a strong bond with Charlie while he was smitten. One individual said he was in love, but she was in business. And thousands of others have reposted just that line. Some people now believe Candace is correct and that Erica was purposefully placed in Charlie's life. Some believe Candace may be merely making connections between unrelated things. In any case, this story has evolved into something far more than a private drama. Today, we are witnessing a struggle for power, loyalty, and influence. What do you think? Then, was Erica genuinely sent into Charlie's life for a reason, or is all of this conjecture raging on social media? Comment below with your comments. I'd like to hear all theories. This narrative isn't going to wind down anytime soon, so when you're done, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Believe me, things are going to get even wilder in the next episode. I'll see you at the following one.